Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors, including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife. Now, we do our best each week to bring you tasteful content, but viewer discretion is advised. Now, enjoy the show.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
We travel across Delmarva this week by starting in Millsboro at the Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery. We head to Ocean Pines to tour the Worcester County Veterans Memorial. Scorchy Taws shows us Memorial Day traditions across Delmarva. And we head down to Chincoteague to see how the beautiful land across the water honors their local heroes. The Outdoors Delmarva Memorial Day Weekend Special starts right now.
Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show dedicated to a commitment of conservation and to the community that makes Delmarva's outdoors such a hidden gem here in the Mid-Atlantic. My name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch. And Memorial Day weekend is usually where friends and family hang out and get together for barbecues and things like that. But this weekend means so much more.
That's right. This weekend on the show, we're going to make sure that we honor those who served our great country and the place we call home.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here's Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
We begin our Memorial Day weekend special at the Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery in Millsboro.
So our team is pretty deeply passionate about what they do. We don't have a very high turnover rate in most of our positions. We're a very small division to begin with, but the requirement for the entire division within Title 29 is that you have to be an honorably discharged veteran. Every single person on our staff, from part-time admin to cemetery administrators to our director, is a veteran. So this is all very personal to us.
You have a lot of military guys want to stay around military guys. A lot of guys will come in here and they'll say, I want to be with like-minded people. This is where I want to be. And first of all, it's free for the veteran. Okay, the spousal fee is $500, which is still cheap. I mean, versus going to another cemetery who could possibly charge you, $2,000 a piece. If you come in here with a DD-214 and you're an honorably discharged active duty veteran and a resident of Delaware, I can approve you in a matter of seconds. And we make a folder for you. We'll give you an application. We'll give you a certificate of approval and a letter, and that's all you need, because once you're in the system, in our computer system, you're never out. So once you're approved, you can move away. You can go to Arizona, live for 20 years and pass away, and you can be brought back here and be buried. If you were in active duty, if you were a resident of Delaware when you went active duty, you're automatically covered. It's that simple. We've made it so easy.
I think the biggest message that we could put out for veterans in particular is really just echoing some of the messaging that the VA is giving. If you've never filed a claim or looked into veterans benefits, you really, really should. No matter how long it's been since you were discharged, there's still sometimes eligibility for things like cemeteries, for burial assistance, for disability claims, especially under the PACT Act expansion for folks who've deployed or served in Vietnam or in the Gulf War, things like that. And there's actually a lot of tragedy assistance benefits that exist for families that no one ever takes advantage of because they just don't know that it exists. There's a lot of veteran benefits that just never ever get claimed or utilized. And people really should take a look at those.
Once again, my thanks to Greg and Miranda for making me feel so welcome there at the Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery. Still to come, we'll get a look at Memorial Day across Delmarva through the eyes of Chincoteague.
But up next, we're headed to the Worcester County Veterans Memorial in Ocean Pines. Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva. We continue our Memorial Day weekend special with a tour of the Worcester County Veterans Memorial in Ocean Pines.
And Board of Director President Marie Gilmore tells us that this memorial is more than just a way to honor those who have served. It is also a vital tool to help educate the next generation.
Marie, the Worcester County Veterans Memorial Park is a beautiful tribute to our veterans. You must be quite proud.
I am extremely proud of this whole Veterans Memorial, how it started, how it continues to be supported by an amazing community that we live in and by so many volunteers. We started off with a plan to put a flagpole on the south side of Ocean Pines, and that little plan that was started by the two founding mothers of the Veterans Memorial, Roseanne Bridgman and Sharon O'Hare. Those two ladies decided that the community wanted a memorial, and the community rallied behind and raised over $125,000 to build the initial memorial. So the foundation continues to grow. There are over 2,700 bricks and pavers here, and we're not near build out there. And when we do, we'll find another way of putting more pathways. Starting the end of this week, actually, we will have our first field trips for students. We bring every student in Worcester County here for our educational program. And they will be divided into 3 groups, and they will start in the center, and they will learn about the branches of the service and about the Veterans Memorial and what it stands for. All of the ROTC programs in Worcester County participate with us for field trips, which is wonderful. So we have Snow Hill and Pocomoke ROTCs coming as well on various field trip days. From this Friday till the end of the month, we'll be very busy with all of the different schools coming. We even have the Homeschool Association coming. So so we see over 700 students every year now. We have a website, www.opvets.org, and all of that information is available on the website. Who to contact, or a brick and paver order form is on the website. So they could just fill that out and mail it in, and we take it from there.
It doesn't matter what part of Delmarva you're from. If you're looking for a place to just sit and reflect, the Worcester County Veterans Memorial is the perfect place to do that. For more information, go online to opvets.org.
Still to come, we're headed to the Veterans Memorial Park in Chincoteague, Virginia. But up first, we're going to be checking out some Memorial Day Delmarva traditions in this week's Remembering Chincoteague.
Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, returns right after these messages.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine.
Memorial Day means so much to so many across Delmarva.
And we get a taste of that in this week's Remembering Chincoteague.
Honoring the life and legacy of Chincoteague. Thanks to Shorts Marine in Long Neck, Delaware. Shorts Marine. Everything but the water.
Genuine, true, unadulterated Eastern Shoremen do three things on Memorial Day. They pay respect to those who made the supreme sacrifice, they go fishing, and they eat steamed crabs. Unlike our brethren from those foreign lands west of the Chesapeake, most of us true unadulterated Eastern Shoremen shy away from where everyone else goes. Yes, Virginia, in spite of what those bumper stickers say, there is life west of the Chesapeake, a lot of it, and its possessors dearly crave to lay down their burdens down by the riverside, and do so beginning this holiday weekend by the thousands from Rehoboth Beach to Ocean City. We can't knock that. It's great for our economy, and the fresh air to them is a delightful fragrance that doesn't cost $50 an ounce, which only helps to further prove that the best things in life are free. A true unadulterated Eastern Shoreman's Memorial Day is serene. They quietly pay their respects in the morning, then follow with the steamed crabs, whose preparation is just as simple as boiling water. In case you just arrived from Mars and don't know, here's how. Our steamer holds 3 dozen, or a half bushel. To these, we add a half a cup of seafood seasoning, a half a cup of salt, 3 cups of white vinegar, and 3 cups of water, or beer if you prefer. Steam for 20 to 30 minutes, sprinkle on more seasoning, and this is what you have. After a full belly of Chesapeake's finest comes fishing time. The true unadulterated Eastern Shoreman goes fishing late in the evening. The early anglers are on their way home. The fish have settled down after a day of being scared out of their scales by hundreds of roaring motors and are ready for supper. Peace and serenity prevails. Like they say, it doesn't get any better than this. Scorchy Toes, wandering our Delmarvelous land for WBOC News.
Remembering Scorchy Taws is presented by Shorts Marine, online at shortsmarine.com.
Did you know that at its height, Fort Miles in Lewis was home to more than 2,500 soldiers and civilians? Did you know that Fort Miles was constructed to defend shipping lanes of the Delaware Bay and Delaware River against German forces? And did you know that during the Cold War, Fort Miles shifted to highly classified missions to defend against Soviet submarine attacks? Now you do.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva. We continue our Memorial Day weekend special by stopping by the Chincoteague Veterans Memorial Park.
We chatted with Mayor Art Leonard about all the ways the Chincoteague community is honoring those who have served. I'm here with Chincoteague, Virginia Mayor, Mr. Art Leonard. How are you today?
Doing great today.
Doing great, and we're at the Veterans Memorial Park here. Tell us a little bit about this park and its fruition.
Well, it came to be back in the 60s. It was donated land. A family on the island had it. They actually used it for a float plane. And then when they sold the float plane, they donated the land to the town. And then the veterans, actually the American Legion kicked in and donated a bunch of money and started the park, started to get equipment and whatnot. Nowadays it is one of our flagship parks. There's playgrounds, there's tennis courts, there's basketball courts. We just spent close to $500,000 putting in a brand new boat ramp. There's a kayak ramp so people can easily access Chincoteague. It's just a great park.
We've already seen a lot of people out here playing tennis, and there's been some kids over on the playground. What is it like to see families and people of the community out here enjoying the park?
Oh, it's great. When my kids were small, actually the equipment was in need of replacement. So we took part in all the fundraisers to raise money for new park equipment, and it's great to see people come down here and use it, and it's just awesome.
And what are some other things that Chincoteague in this area does for the veterans in this community?
Well, the veterans are a big part. If you ride through town and look, you'll see that we put pictures of our veterans up on the flagpoles. So that's a big part. They stay up all summer long. And it's just our way of appreciating our veterans. We have a lot of them in the area. a lot of times what we'll do is we'll hang the banner up in front of the veteran's home.
Oh, wow.
So you can, you know, kind of correlate who was where. And sometimes we'll have a complete road that is one family of veterans. Like,
wow.
We have a group that the TARs are a local family, and it's like, that's a family tradition. Every member of that family goes into the Coast Guard. So, I mean, there's like 20 people from the TAR family that have been in the Coast Guard. So each one of them have a banner and
so on their
else.
road, they have multiple banners.
Right. Oh, yeah. We used to have a base right here on Chincoteague, an Army base, Camp Fletcher. And they're doing a lot of excavation work now, trying to dig up Camp Fletcher and find artifacts about when that was here during World War II. You know, we had a lot of servicemen here during the war, during World War II, when we had the Navy over at what is now NASA. So we had a lot of the servicemen in and out, and we've always had a Coast Guard station here, and before the Coast Guard station, the lighthouse service. So we've had multi-generational people here in the service, and service was just part of the community. So it's a big part of what we do and what we are.
Jason, we had a really good time down there in Chincoteague. We should go back.
We should, and we should go back soon. Coming up after the break, we'll wrap up the show with your latest viewer photos when Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, returns right after these messages.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva.
It's time to take a flip through the photo album to check out the latest pictures sent in by our wonderful viewers, thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
Jacob Lagana reeled in a Mother's Day rockfish in Dorchester County.
Blake Riley of Newark, Maryland shows off this fantastic gobbler.
David Asplin hauled in this beautiful red drum last weekend from the Honga River.
The Calhouns of Dagsboro love turkey hunting so much that they go all the way out to Kansas each year to get even more birds.
Ron Eversman was fishing off of Taylor's Island with his brother Merrill when he brought in this great-looking rockfish up out of the Chesapeake.
Sean Bergeni sent in this breathtaking sunset photo from New Road just up from the Indian River Inlet.
There's nothing quite like getting up close and personal with nature, as Braylon Hastings looks like he made a new friend.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina.
And that's going to do it for us this week. Keep sending in those pictures by emailing outdoors@wboc.com.
Thank you so very much for watching and being a part of our Outdoors Delmarva Memorial Day weekend special. Now, before we let you go, wanted to let you know that if you wanted to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or even TikTok, there's a real easy way to do that. Just open up your phone's camera right now and point it at your screen.
This QR code gives you all of our social media links, plus the website, email, and YouTube page.
Once again, thank you so much for joining us in honoring our local heroes. My name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch, and until next week, we hope to see you
Outdoors Delmarva.
You've been watching Outdoors Delmarva, which is presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And sponsored by Shorts Marine, everything but the water. Outdoors Delmarva, honoring the men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our great nation.